Bailey the pot-bellied pig will get to stay after all. More on that. Plus, Congressman Bhushan made a visit to Huntingburg earlier today, and Janet Schnell with survivors of suicide is tonight's guest on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. More on Bailey in just a moment, but we begin with a Jasper man who's facing multiple felonies after he was riding a scooter while under the influence of drugs. At about 10 o'clock yesterday morning, a Dubois County Sheriff's deputy saw a man operating a scooter commit multiple traffic violations as he went by. The deputy then caught up with the man, 63-year-old Leon Mailing, when Mailing pulled into the driveway of his residence along East 15th Street in Jasper. The deputy suspected that Mailing had been operating while intoxicated and called for help from a Jasper Police K-9 officer. After arriving at the scene, the K-9 indicated that there were narcotics on the scooter. Mailing then became uncooperative and even combative as the investigation continued. Officers tried to arrest him, but Mailing continually resisted the handcuffs and was eventually tased. An assisting Jasper police officer suffered scratches on a hand after being kicked by Mailing. After searching Mailing, police confirmed their suspicions as they found a baggie of methamphetamine on him. Mailing was then taken to Memorial Hospital for a blood test. The story doesn't quite end here, though. Mailing refused the blood test and even refused to cooperate after the investigating officer sought and was given a search warrant. Mailing was eventually lodged in the Dubois County Security Center. He is facing 6 Level 6 felonies. These are operating while intoxicated, operating while HTV for life, obstruction of justice, resisting law enforcement causing injury to an officer, battery causing injury to an officer, and possession of methamphetamine. Now, sheriff's deputies were assisted by Jasper Police, Jasper First Responders, and Memorial Hospital EMS. Well, Bailey the pot-bellied pig is here to stay after all. Last night, the Huntingburg City Council approved a new animal control ordinance that has added provisions for Vietnamese pot-bellied pigs and other animals. Some of those provisions include a maximum weight of 150 pounds. The animal cannot be kept outside permanently, and it must be registered annually with city code enforcement. Now, Bailey's status, as you may recall, has been in a bit of a holding pattern recently while the council debated the new ordinance. Last night marked the second reading. Bailey belongs to Michael and Allison Bauer. Michael Bauer says he originally bought the pig from someone in Owensboro as a surprise for Allison. Michael says it's a relief to have the new ordinance in place.
We're glad to get this over with. We didn't think it would take this long, but it seems like there's other animal issues here in the county, that need to be addressed too, with everything going on. So yeah, we're happy to get this through, and hopefully it benefits other animals.
Although Bailey was the main reason for the new ordinance being brought up, Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner says it will serve other purposes too.
The initial issue concerning the permission of the pot-bellied pigs kind of raised the issue, but taking that as a way to review our entire animal control ordinance, the council have looked at that, and we have allowed the pot-bellied pigs based on some restrictions that we have in the ordinance, but it also tightens up our control ordinance altogether. It's not just that one issue. It deals with other animal control issues and is a much more enforceable, I think, ordinance for the city, and puts some very specific controls in place regarding all animal control issues in Huntingburg.
The Bowers originally brought the issue to light at the June 26th council meeting. Also last night, the council approved just under $13,000 to be spent on plugging gas well heads in the city's former gas field. An explosion in the field back on June 9th of last year destroyed a dehydration facility and led to discussions about its future. Spinner says this move is part of an ongoing process.
This is, again, a kind of a continuing process of the decision was made last year to abandon the storage field. So that process has taken place, and now our next step is to have a capping of those wells to put them back into an original where they cannot be hazardous, where the land can be used properly.
Spinner says landowners will be notified prior to any work taking place. He says the work will not start until the end of farming season. 8th District Congressman Bhushan made yet another appearance in Dubois County today. This afternoon, Bhushan stopped by Huntingburg City Hall to host a listening session for local constituents. The session served as a chance for folks to air out any of their major concerns. Now, Bhushan says as far as the issues facing our country today, there is one that stands out to him.
Well, I think jobs in the economy ultimately is the one that's really standing out, and so many things are affecting that. You know, the uncertainty about health care, the immigration related issues, federal regulations, taxation. So all of the issues basically coalesce around jobs in the economy. All of these things affect our ability to create high-paying jobs in the United States, and so that's what stands out to me.
Now, today's session was the second of 3 that Bhushan had during the day. He spent this morning in Rockport hosting a listening session in Spencer County. Following his stop in Huntingburg, Bhushan headed off to Petersburg for a third session for Pike County residents. The 8th Congressional District covers all or parts of 19 counties across southwestern Indiana. That includes Crawford, Davies, Dubois, Greene, Knox, Martin, Pike, Spencer, and Wark counties locally. Finally this evening, nobody was injured in an accident that you don't see every day. At around 11:45 this morning, Huntingburg authorities say a man was working on his van in the CVS parking lot across from the Huck's gas station along Main Street in Huntingburg. Authorities say the van was running at the time and apparently was still in gear. The van then began moving and rolled across US 231, somehow avoiding collisions with 2 vehicles. The van then knocked over a diesel pump at the Huck's gas station before coming to rest. Huntingburg firefighters say nobody was in the van at the time, so there were no injuries to report. There was also no spilled fuel or fire. The man's name was not released by authorities. All right, coming up after the break, your local forecast, sports with Kurt Guxell, and Inform with Janet Schnell. That's all up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Local people watching local people.